everybody. Happy Monday to you. Your man, Eric Wilson, alongside my brother, Mr. Alex Fleming. And can I just say, I know the world watched The Last Dance, man. Just such a great episode. I'm actually kind of upset that next Sunday is actually our last Sunday of this 10-part documentary, but I guess they're saving the best for last. Alex, man, how's your Monday so far?
Oh, it was a great Sunday. My Monday's doing so far. It was a trip down memory lane. If you take it from my perspective,
Hey, we'll
I
get into
remember it
that.
well.
Yes, sir. And we will definitely get into that at a later time, but we want to keep it going. So yesterday, we did the NFC West. And just a quick reminder for those who may not have watched it, make sure you go check it out. Me and my man, Alex Fleming, breaking down division by division and giving you, call it an early bird prediction of what we think is going to happen. Reminder yesterday, Alex said that the San Francisco 49ers were going to finish 12-4, ultimately winning the NFC West, followed by the Arizona Cardinals at 10-6, but keep that to yourself. We got the Seattle Seahawks at an 8-8, and as he calls, the most respectable 7-9 team in the LA Rams. I happen to disagree on some level because I have the Rams at 6-10, Seattle at 9-7, Arizona, like Alex, at 10-6, but ultimately the 49ers winning the NFC West yet again at 11-5. Let's move on to the NFC North. And since you're wearing the Chicago Bears, sir, that is your hometown, let's start with the Chicago Bears. Let's get all the bad stuff out the way first, and then transition, if you will, to, I guess, a more positive feeling. Talk to me about your Bears, sir.
You see me drinking.
Listen, man, they start off with the Lions. They got the Giants, the Falcons. Now, this is a new look Colt with Phillip Rivers. So, I think a respectable 2-2 after the first four would be good for this team.
Here's the funny thing about the Bears. When you expect them to be good, they're not. When you expect them to be bad, 50% of the time, they're not. If we can win the first game, that's going to set the tone for most of the season. And Phillip Rivers likes to throw picks. The defense, I don't want to say is improved with the loss of HaHa Clinton-Dix, but the additions of Robert Quinn. We got rid of Leonard Floyd. I think he was a little bit of a bust. And we got Khalil Mack's little brother. The defense will be on point. It's the offense that is the issue, that is the problem, that has 8 tight ends. What the hell are you doing in Chicago, man? I'm just Moose out.
Well,
Okay.
hey, remember your pressure point. Remember your pressure points.
Mitchell Trubisky is garbage, but he's recyclable garbage. I think he knows with the signing of Nick Foles that there's no fifth-year option. There's no window for error. If you were ever going to be good and get that bag, the time is now. With all the talent you have around you, David Montgomery, Cole Kmet, amongst your other tight ends, Allen Robinson, Tariq Cohen, that's a bad brother right there. Oh, and Anthony Miller. You have weapons. There is no more excuses. You guys had an excellent 2018, only to end up in the double doink, and then 8-8. And you were the most disrespectful 8-8 I've ever seen in my life. However, I think Mitch, once he gets yanked for Nick Foles, this team has potential. Now, unfortunately, there's only 7 spots. If there were 8 spots, I would say Chicago would be that number 7 seed. But unfortunately, there's only 7 spots.
6.
7. This is the year that they're going to be 7 playoff teams.
Oh, they're okay.
Here's the problem. You haven't beat Green Bay outright since early 2000s. You've been beating Minnesota up, but Minnesota's consistently been making the playoffs. Are you worried about Detroit?
No,
I'm not worried about Detroit.
I'm not.
So let's not talk about Detroit.
Okay.
I have a very disappointing 9-7. Goodbye, Mitchell Trubisky. It should have been Patrick Mahomes or Deshaun Watson, but then again, they don't like that look quarterback. If Nick Foles can stay healthy, I see maybe 3,200 yards worth of offense throwing. David Montgomery finally breaks through because Nagy remembers he's on the roster. Allen Robinson's best year, but still not enough to get into the playoffs.
You know, it's very hard for me to have a rebuttal when you speak so eloquently about this team. All I can say to you is this. If after the bye week, week 11, the Chicago Bears have at least a 6-5 or 5-6 record, 5-5, excuse me, 5-5, 4-6, somewhere around there. Nick Foles could come in and conceivably do the unthinkable, which is beat Green Bay twice. Somehow, well, they're going to be at home for the Texans. Deshaun in December, you know, it might be a early Christmas present to the Bears.
That's a game I have as a W. You know why? There's no deep threat on the Houston Texans roster. What does Chicago like to do? Bring pressure.
Okay.
What does Houston do consistently? Give up sacks.
All right.
That's a W.
Okay, so that's what I'm saying to you. If Nick Foles could come in after the bye week, Chicago could find a way to get into the postseason. But for all the points that you made, and I can't argue with them, 9-7, yeah, bruh, I'll ride with you on this one. But I'm telling you this, the turnaround come week 12, if they decide to pull Trubisky and bring in Foles, watch what happens. Let's move on from them. Since we really don't have a care in the world about the Detroit Lions, let's just get these records out the way and keep it moving. What is your expectation when it comes to a man who's been paid 5 years, $135 million, and ain't sniffed a playoff win since he got his bag in Matthew Stafford?
I'm glad to say that Matt Patricia will no longer be the coach of the Detroit Lions after this season. The Chuck E. Cheese lookalike that has a record of 9-22-1 will be ousted probably after Thanksgiving. This garbage franchise with a garbage organization with garbage coaching is going to be the basement dweller once again for the NFC North. They can consistently beat Green Bay. We slapped them like little sisters, and Minnesota and Detroit is nah. Do you think the addition of DeAndre Swift is going to make that division better for Detroit? No, because now you're taking away carries from Kerryon Johnson. I love Kenny Golladay. I have nothing against Kenny Golladay. But the problem is Holly Volley Booty Vaitai is not going to protect the man that's Mr. Glass. Now, when he's healthy, Mr. Glass can hurt you, but Mr. Glass always gets hurt. And that would be Matthew Stafford. Amen. Love his numbers, love his games. He can't stay healthy. The number 2, Marvin Jones, if you look at his year last year, slow, great, disappear. He's terribly inconsistent. And I don't know about Hawkinson. I have faith in Hawkinson because he did come from Iowa, but that man is not George Kittle. Hail to the no. That man may not even be Noah Fant, but that's a different conversation for a different time.
Wow.
With that being said, Detroit is full of underachievers with Chuck E. Cheese as a head coach. I'm going to be nice and say they finished 6-10.
It must be because they're in your division because, bruh, I haven't given Detroit 5 wins in probably the last 4 to 5 years because of Matthew Stafford. I can't do it. they squeak out victories when you don't expect them to, and somehow, some way, it just seems to go in their favor. They get a call or something just seems to, or people are injured or whatever. But Detroit, bruh, 5-11 all day on this one. We're moving past this team because I'm not even trying to go even further. We could
I
spend a
told you I
whole.
was being respectful
I
with the
know.
6-10.
Well, you a better. Hey, this is why you a better man than me. Now, let's talk about Mr. $84 million Kirk Cousins. This is what I don't understand, Alex, and please assist me and help me understand this, brother, because I think you and I are on the same page in this. You have Dalvin Cook, Adam Thielen, Kyle Rudolph, Stephon Diggs. You have an arm as a quarterback. You done got all your money. This isn't just a guarantee. No, it's all your money.
Let
And
me pause
you.
you. Let me pause you.
Sure.
Stephon Diggs is now in Buffalo.
I know.
Exit Stephon Diggs and now enter Justin Jefferson.
I was getting to that. I was talking about last year. Ride with me for a minute. Okay. So you have all that talent around you, and you can't find your way to get into the playoffs, or it boggles the mind how on paper you're supposed to be a proverbial threat in the entire NFC, but yet and still you can't cross the threshold. You can't break the glass ceiling even when things are being handed to you. Look,
Hold
I
up.
understand you came from Washington and you
Wait a
had to
minute.
deal with injured players and stuff
Wait
like
a
that.
minute.
What?
Wait a minute.
What?
I remember this game well because that Saturday night we were at the Utah Jazz, and then I went back to doing what I was doing downtown with the lady with the
I got you.
bodybuilding racist boyfriend.
Yes, sir.
So in between me sleeping and waking up that Sunday, I remember whenever she allowed me to watch the football game that Minnesota was handing an ass whooping to the New Orleans Saints, left and right. You got to think they were the 6th seed last year, and for some odd reason, they extinguished any doubt that they got New Orleans' number. Just to come back next week and lay down like Vanessa Del Rio against the San Francisco 49ers. They have talent. Danielle, my apologies, Mr. Hunter. Danielle Hunter is only 26. He's going to get better. Play that funky music. White boy Harrison Smith is arguably the best safety in the league. The linebackers are bend but don't break. Dalvin Cook, when healthy, is a monster.
Yes.
This is all I'm saying about the Minnesota Vikings. If by some stroke of luck, they stay healthy, they stay focused, and they can survive that roller coaster of the schedule, they only need one break. They only need one break. Their schedule is lined up to where they only need to get lucky once, and they can win this division. Book it.
Okay.
11-5, Minnesota Vikings.
Wow. Okay. Oh, well, let me see. Green Bay, Indianapolis, Tennessee, Houston, Seattle, Atlanta. That's their first 6. I'll put them at a 4-2 there.
Same.
Green Bay again, Lions, Bears, so 3 back-to-back division games. Then you got the Cowboys, Panthers, Jaguars. Then you come to Tampa, December 13th. And I think by that point, it all stretch. I think the Bucs might have it already sewn up, but I think they're going to be fighting.
No, here's the funny thing.
Sure.
When Minnesota plays Tampa, Tampa's coming off of their bye against Kansas City. They're going to be done after Kansas City. They're going to be tired. Mm-hmm. They're going to get that bye week, and they're going to be fresh.
Oh, yeah. So that's a loss right there. Oh, Alex, I got to go 9-7. Again, like I did with Chicago, I got to go 9-7 with Minnesota. I just see I like Justin Jefferson. I agree with you. Dalvin Cook is a beast, and you still have some more weapons. But Stephon to Buffalo, bruh, that's going to hurt them. And I hope that young man, Justin Jefferson, is ready to go. But the linebackers, Xavier Rhodes isn't there. Everson Griffin is not there. And now you have to find ways to plug guys into this system and have them ready to go. I'm not sure. So because of that, I've got to go 9-7. I have to. Let's the last team, and then we're going to get out of here for the day. Green Bay. Now, someone brought something up to me that I just want you to stick in your mind and remember for when we talk on Wednesday. Green Bay is playing a certain team December 6th in Lambeau in the Philadelphia Eagles. Possibly, instead of it being Carson Wentz versus Aaron Rodgers, it very well could be Jalen Hurts versus Jordan Love. Stick that in the back of your mind and save it. But that being said, looking at this schedule, if Aaron Rodgers is healthy and if he can find a way to kind of put his ego aside and truly work with this wide receiving core that he has, limited though they may be, I can see them coming in at 10-6 and buying a wild card spot. So Minnesota would actually win the division, and Green Bay would be the wild card at number 5 or even number 6 this year. Your thoughts?
I actually disagree. And here's why. When you look at the totality of the NFC, San Fran, 1. Arizona, 2. New Orleans and Tampa Bay, write it, put it on a picture. I don't give a damn. Accept it as a part of destiny. They're both making the playoffs. That's 4. A very, very angry Dallas Cowboys squad. 5. Philadelphia, 6. That leaves 1 playoff spot, and that's only for the division winner. And that, my friend, is the Minnesota Vikings.
Wow.
Do you know why Green Bay is going to take a step back? Can you tell me the last time they got an offensive player that wasn't an offensive lineman in the first round? Go ahead. Take a guess for me. Take a guess.
2007.
There you go. Do you know when they drafted Aaron Rodgers?
2007.
Yay! They won't help that man. I love Devontae Adams, but I'm not going to put him in the top tier of the wide receivers because he doesn't belong. He's tier 2 with a key to tier 1. Aaron Jones broke out last year. They just got A.J. Dillon. You ask for a wide receiver, and they pick up your replacement. Is it fair to say that Matt LaFleur doesn't like this guy? Am I talking out of my butthole if I say Matt LaFleur doesn't like this guy?
We don't know that for certain, but based on what you've just said, one could surmise that that is the actual factual possibility.
Okay, with that being said, you lost Bakhtiari. He protected Aaron Rodgers' backside, literally and figuratively. All right? He protected Aaron Rodgers' backside, literally and figuratively. Losing Bakhtiari hurt. Losing Bakhtiari hurts. You also lost Blake Martinez and Kyler Fackrell on defense. Rashawn Gary is a bust. Rashawn Gary is a bust. And that secondary don't scare nobody. Alexander can get burned. King can get burned. That whole squad can get fired on. 8-8.
Wow. 8-8. Okay. All right. We're going to leave it there for the NFC North. Just as a quick recap, Alex has the Minnesota Vikings at 11-5. The Chicago.
Brother man,
yes, sir.
I got a knock on my door. Go ahead and finish up without me. I will see you Wednesday.
I'll see you Tuesday. Taco Tuesday tomorrow.
Taco Tuesday.
All right. Really quick recap, folks. Alex says Minnesota's going to finish 11-5, followed by Chicago 9-7, Green Bay 8-8, Detroit 6-10. I say Green Bay 10-6, Chicago and Minnesota both 9-7, and Detroit 5-11. Exciting Monday. Stick around. Make sure you join us for Taco Tuesday tomorrow when we go to the NFC South and discuss those 4 teams. Your man Eric Wilson, Sports Arena, Alex Fleming, Buck Report contributor, Florida Summer Review.